Joining me now is Terry Lidge, the CEO of Power Nickel. We meet again, sir. Nice to see you.
Hey, Mark. Always a great time to come to New York. Springtime.
Oh, absolutely. And so much is happening with Power Nickel, not the least of which is this new discovery, Lion. Polymetallic, it's high grade, it's 5 kilometers northeast of NISC, your flagship project. And you put out a news release the other day related to drilling results for Lion. So there's an enormous roar coming here because of these numbers. So what are the highlights of that discovery?
I mean, it's just been an amazing sort of project to obviously discover. We've had several great intersections where we've had, like 14 meters of effectively like 14% copper equivalent and 11 meters 11%, 15 meters 9.5%. I mean, these are like unheard of numbers. So very high copper, very high PGM, and quite a healthy number of gold and silver in there. So it's really unusual to get all those materials together in such high grade. That's what's I think brought it to the attention of the world.
Right, and we'll talk about the stock in a while, but what's the general reaction from people you're talking to?
Knowledgeable mining guys are like blown away, so that's the great news, and they're like, wow, I haven't seen a hole like this in ever. It's like fantastic, and they're happy for us, obviously, because we need some great discoveries, right, to reactivate this whole market. So that's been good, and ordinary investors are enthused. Obviously, the stock's tripled, and that's been great. I mean, obviously, in the old days, would have gone up 10 times or 20 times, but it's a start, and I mean, they're excited, and the chart's in the right direction, so we're making progress.
Great. And then with NISC, you now own 80% versus 50 before. How significant is it to have majority control now?
It was always planned to be, so I don't think that part of it really changed. That was always part of our plan, and we always were mentally knowing we were going to get there. We just had to deliver the 43-101, which we did. So Critical Elements has been a great partner to work with, and we're still looking forward to work with them as we go forward to develop next NISC.
You've told us before you're on track for a feasibility study sometime in the summer, so that's on track. And what about the idea of selling about 10% of the company to a major player?
Yeah, that's probably off the table at the moment. We've gotten, eventually that will happen. But we probably financially wouldn't have to do that to, obviously a lot of interest to invest in us at the moment. So probably we'll get to that later than we otherwise would have. There's a lot of interest in us at the moment, so we won't have to take that step. And, I think the discovery sort of speaks for itself. And you've got some other, obviously, big value creation news coming with the feasibility reports coming. The first one will probably come in the next week or 2 weeks from CVMR, and more drilling results. So lots of good news to come.
And then other potential transactions, which we've discussed before, you're saying sometime Q2, Q3, the spin out of non-core assets, and then you've got that royalty that you're looking to sell.
Yes, yeah. So that's all still on track. Yeah. So we needed to get the sort of this news out, get our annual meeting done, which not annual meeting, but the annual report finished. So at the annual meeting in June, we'll approve the spin-out transaction. So that'll take place in Q3 by plan of arrangement.
So Power Nickel did a raise a few months ago for $2 million at 20 cents a share. And you said at the time in the news release, this is the absolute last time we're going to need to raise at this level because there's a turnaround underway. Lo and behold, as you said, the stock has tripled, things have changed. And so what do you attribute the gain of the stock primarily to the drilling results, or is it sort of also partly what's happening in the market?
Yeah, certainly copper going on fire didn't hurt, right? So the copper, precious metals has sort of really sort of kicked it into high gear, silver too. So that's opened up more generalist investors to come into the space. We're talking to more of them as we go around in some of the conferences and stuff. So I think that's accelerated the investment ban. But I think we sold, 70 million shares in the last 6 weeks. It's crazy, thank God. And ordinarily, if you'd moved 70 million shares, would have gone 10 times up. But in this market, you're triple. So whatever. But it's been I think the combination of a macro thing, and then obviously those results. That's once in a lifetime type results. So
right.
So obviously we're getting that type of attention.
Last time we talked at the Rockefeller conference, you said in so many words that investors should get off their wallet because you may miss a violent move, and those who didn't get off their wallet, they missed this run. What's the message now?
We're probably better by now than we were then. That's the message. Because people shouldn't worry about missing the 40-cent move. They should worry about missing the $4 move. That's the message.
Right. Yeah. And so, based on your experience, and we were talking to Chad Williams recently, the founder of Red Cloud, he's been around long enough to know that, if you pick the right stock and with conviction, it goes from 20 cents to $2 to $20. And so what's your experience with this kind of thing if you have a project like this?
Yeah. What's recently appointed Dr. Stephen Beresford, who is probably the leading geologist for polymetallic deposits in the world. He used to be he was chief geologist at First Quantum, then at MMG, and then later chief geoscientist at IGO. So, getting a guy like that to come on to a project like this isn't because he needs a gig. It's because he's looking for the next giant. And he says, look, I'm not saying you're going to be the next Norilsk, but if you're going to be the next Norilsk, it would start out exactly like this. So I think as an investor, what you're looking for is asymmetric opportunities. So I think you're buying Power Nickel today for 10, 20 cents a dollar, what we've already found, what we've already published, the assays we've already produced, but the potential is so much greater. So it's like, those are the recipes. That's how fortunes are made. Now, will we do it? Only the gods know, and Mother Earth is a difficult person at the best of times. So, this will be an up and down game, but we're certainly playing with house money. And I think as an investor, you always want to be playing with house money.
Yeah, and it's great to see the story progress like this. So thanks for the update. We'll see you again.
Great, Mark. Thanks for having us.
Okay.
Cheers.
Terry Lynch, CEO of Power Nickel.